Long ago, God dreamed.
Hello! My name is Lola. Just kissing.
Long ago, God dreamed of you. Even before the earth was created, God wanted you to be born.
Where were you before you were born?
In the little box. God's pocket. Sleeping with God. I come from my mother's tummy. God dreamed of me. God made me.
When your life began, you were so small, no one knew you were there, except God. And snug as a secret in the warmth of your mother's womb, you were there.
Small as a little dot on a piece of paper.
God formed me a long time ago.
A protective sac filled with water formed around you. At the moment your life began, everything was there that would make you the special person you are. Already God knew whether you would be a boy or a girl, what and how tall you would become. And at the center of this life was the joy and glory of God's love, because He wanted you. God knew and wanted you before anyone else. You needed your mother's help to grow, so a cord formed from your body to hers, and through that cord came the nourishment that was needed for you to grow. In 4 weeks, you grew to be 1 centimetre long. You had a round head as big as half your body, and a heart that beat with no more sound than a whisper. Your arms and legs were beginning to form, and you had a mouth. Your body was nourished by your mother's body, and you grew. When you were 2 months old, you were nearly 3 centimetres long and weighed 1 gram. You were just a little bigger than your dad's thumbnail. You had eyes, ears, and a nose. You had hands and feet, and the fingers which were forming had the fingerprints that would be yours and only yours for the rest of your life. By now, your parents knew about you and shared this gladness. Your mum's energies were involved with supplying you with all you needed to grow, and at your 3rd month of life, you were almost 8 centimetres long. You had eyelids, and you had tiny fingernails and toenails. You could swallow, and you moved easily in your water-filled sac. Your tiny body is now completely formed, but you need to stay 6 more months in your mother's womb to grow and develop. At 4 months of life, your bones were stronger, and now, for the first time, your mother might have felt you stretch out an arm and pull it back. You could kick your legs and turn your head.
I used to punch a lot. You could swim around and kick.
The outside of her stomach's a punching bag.
I played football in her stomach.
Your heart was strong enough for the doctor to hear it when you were 5 months old. Maybe he asked your mother if she too would like to listen to this tiny person growing inside her body. You were now about 20 centimetres long and weighed almost 600 grams. Sometimes your mother could feel you moving and pushing against the walls around you.
Sometimes it was a really big thump and sometimes it was really soft.
And maybe you could sense her happiness as she knew you were there and loved you. You were a funny wrinkled baby at 6 months. You had wispy eyebrows and eyelashes, and you could open your eyes. You were 30 centimetres long and weighed 750 grams. You sometimes sucked your thumb and hiccuped. By 7 months, you were about 35 centimetres long, and your weight was now 1 kilogram. In the warmth of your protected growing place, you were still not quite strong enough, not quite ready to be born. During the 9th month of your life, before you were born, you grew to the length and weight you would have at birth. Maybe you were 48 centimetres long, maybe 55. You might have weighed 2 kilograms, or 4, perhaps somewhere in the middle. With your knees pulled up against your chest and your head bent down, it was hard for you to move as much as you had before. Things were getting very squashy. After 9 months in the womb, your body and your mother's body knew it was time to be born, and the walls of the womb squeezed against you, pushing you through the passageway in your mother's body into the outside world. When you arrived, it was suddenly bright, noisy, and strange. You began to breathe and cry. Your mother eagerly reached out to you, just like Mary 2,000 years ago reached out to her baby Jesus. Jesus chose to be born in exactly the same way as you.
Jesus was born the same way as I was.
Although this world was new to you, your mother's love and steadily beating heart were familiar and comforting. You could not take care of yourself now any more than you could before you were born, but this did not worry you because your mother was there. And your world of love was larger. You felt the strong arms of your father, and with your fuzzy new eyesight saw the smiles of others who loved you and would help to care for you. But now that you had come into this new world, you were tired and you slept. And, maybe, you dreamed of God, who so very long ago had dreamed of you.
I feel very special.
Someone who really cares for you.
The gift of life.
Now you have begun your spiritual walk into the life God had planned for you before you were born. I will never forget you, my children. I have carved you on the palm of my hand. I will never forget you. I will not leave you orphaned. I will never forget my own.